We are not sure how some who believe in this 2000-year-old Mashiach do so when they have very great knowledge of the Hebrew scriptures more than the Christians do. And they continue to teach us that we should return to this Mashiach from 2000 years ago. The Christian church, through slavery, introduced us to Jesus, and Hebrew Israelites scout around on the streets and online telling you to leave Jesus in the Christian church. And when you get under the banner of their teachings, they reintroduce you to the same Jesus by just simply changing his name. This is Yalak. It is September 15, 2017. My lesson is the Lord alone. They tell us that Jesus was the angel who led Israel out of the wilderness, out of Egypt through the wilderness. So this Mashiach led them out of Egypt. But I'm going to read for you here a couple of verses from Deuteronomy chapter 32. I'll just pick a couple of verses. My doctrine shall drop as rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. So this Mashiach can teach all his beatitudes and give all his great teachings, a great master teacher. The Most High says, his doctrine shall drop as rain, and his speech shall distill as dew. So in verse 1, he actually started out saying, give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Singular, he's not saying we will speak, hear our voices. Because I will publish the name of the Most High. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God. So the Most High is going to publish his own name in the earth through his people Israel, not through his son, and giving a name greater than all names to his son, and then turn around and publish his own name. So we are not sure how those Hebrew teachers sleep at night when they know very well. You see, because at this stage in life, at this age that I'm at, I know the foolishness of people, of man, because I've learned it about my own self for all these years that I've been alive. The fakeness in my own eyes, in my mind, in my actions, in my words, in my behaviors throughout life. When I look at people, and sometimes people are trying to say, how are you? And you say you're all right. And we know a lot of times casually we just say we're okay. It's just small talk. Nobody really wants to know how you're doing. But there are some times when someone really feels something is, and they just want to see if there's any way they can assist you and so on. And even if they can't do anything, they can probably point you in the better direction. And you're so fake at that time when you should be saying, yes, something is wrong. You say, no, I'm all right. Like, people are so fake. And you go through life and you lie about this, you lie about that, you cover up this, you cover up that, and you hurt other people in the process. Now you come to Torah and say you are living straight, living clean, cleaning up your life. People should keep the Torah and be honest in your heart. But you will, with the folly in your heart, teach people to worship Yahweh or Yahushua. And you will get back in your car and close the car door, or lay in your bed after you shut down the recording, and you go to bed and you know you hate what you were doing. But somebody controls you, and you would rather please them by doing what they say because you feel trapped, and you don't care that the Most High is going to trap you in the end for continuing to teach a lie to other people. But he says in verse 6, do ye thus requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that hath bought thee? Hath he not made thee and established thee? But you say Yahushua purchased us through his sacrifice on Calvary. But the Most High here is sending the prophecy through Moses, saying, Is not he thy father that hath bought thee? So what did Yahushua's blood purchase on Calvary? Did he purchase Israelites? Did he pay a price for your transgressions? So just in case you want to say, yes, he did it through Yahushua, he said, because that's a future thing with Yahushua, he said, go back in the past if you want to verify who bought you. He said, remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. That's past. How can they consider, or you today consider, the years of future generations and what they did? They haven't even lived as yet. He was telling them to look back to the past and remember the days of old. He will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. How can the elders tell you things that were shown if it's future stuff that has not yet happened? They could verify stuff because they already happened and pointed to the Most High being their salvation, being the one that guided their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and so on. It was something that they could look back and verify, not something they could not connect with because it did not happen yet, because it was years and years and eons away in the future at Calvary. The Most High has nothing to do with this Mashiach on Calvary. Verse 8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Verse 10, he found him in a desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings. See that he's not going to let no Yahushua come into the picture and just take Israel, and he just said Israel is his portion. In verse 9, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is a lot of his inheritance. So he's covering over his inheritance now. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. But Yahushua led them out of the wilderness, out of Egypt. So the Lord alone did lead him. It was Yahushua and Jesus, so the Lord alone did lead him. Yahushua died for the transgressions of Israel, so the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him, no strange son with him, because Israel is his son. But Yahushua did it, so the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. Jesus did it, so the Lord alone did lead him. Yahushua did it, so the Lord alone did lead him. Who you talking about, Yalak? You're 3 years into this. I'm teaching 15, 20, 25 years. So the Lord alone did lead him. Yahushua. So the Lord alone did lead him. Let's go back now to verse 2. My doctrine shall drop as rain. So the Lord alone did lead him. My doctrine shall drop as rain. What I speak will be what waters Israel, will be the truth that Israel will lap up. So the Lord alone did lead him. Yahushua has nothing to do with this. My doctrine, my teaching, my truth, I say it myself. Hear, O ye heavens, and I will speak. Hear the words of my mouth. My mouth says, my doctrine shall drop as rain. My speech will distill as dew. My speech, my truth, my word. So the Lord alone is what is coming out of his mouth. His mouth says, the Lord alone, I alone did lead him, not Yahushua. Why? Because there was no strange God with me when I led my people out of Egypt into the wilderness. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. And that's for all of you with your bad Hebrew knowledge and your 25, 30-year-old camp teachers that taught you and raised you up in the truth and set you up to be a big dummy for the devil to get extra souls to go to build the Tower of Babel, to mix in the Babel mixing of confusion, to mix in the lies of this Yahushua with the truth of the Torah only God. Who was the Lord alone? who led Israel out of bondage. The Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him.